get this show on the road, shall we? I guess I should turn that around.
Bam! What is going on, folks? Before we get into anything, thank you to little Jenny Wren for letting me borrow this amazing fucking camera and this fancy tripod. I can't really just take the camera off without a bunch of unscrewing. But either way, just fucking thank you so much, little Jenny Wren. This tripod is super fancy. Like, it's got a nice like space gray, like a metallic gray, and just like the black grippy parts. It's mucho bueno, folks. Mucho bueno. To anybody that makes it through like the whole vlog and everything like that, I super appreciate it. I know it's definitely a longer one than I usually drop. Or I guess I would drop some long ones here and there. Either way, I want to thank everyone also for kind of like letting me go through the Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead without spoiling anything for me. None of you ever like commented some like to spoil the show or like messaged me, anything like that. It's really dope. Yeah, so I appreciate that. Thank you, guys and gals. Inception. Oh. Now I just made more work for myself. Gotta make sure I get both those video files. Oh, also, little Jenny Wren let me borrow a couple books. We got The Real Middle Earth. Let's see if we can get that. Magic and Mystery in the Dark Ages. Kind of like all the, I guess, the medieval history and everything that kind of like J.R.R. Tolkien used behind like Lord of the Rings. Excuse me. Norse mythology. Hold on, let me get a better shot of that one. Norse mythology. Super dope. I've always been into like Norse mythology and like Viking history and everything like that. Apparently, like a lot of Viking clans and everything are also very like intertwined with Scottish history as well. I would love to be able to sit down with someone who knows like a lot more history about it and everything, and really like be able to like just to like learn as much as I can. Actually, before I get into the last book, that's one of my goals for this for the channel, whether it's in the next couple of months or within the next year. I want to start actually having like people like on the podcast or whatever platform it might be, whether it's just like a bonus video or whatever. I want to sit down with people that are like very knowledgeable about like medieval history, Scottish history, Viking, like that type of stuff, ancient Greece. Like, I don't know, I've always been fascinated by that kind of like those topics in history and everything, and those like eras in history. But I don't know enough about it, and I would love to just be able to actually sit down and like have a conversation with someone about it. So yeah. And the last one we got, A History of Ghosts. The true story of seances, mediums, ghosts, and Ghostbusters. If you watch the channel and followed me for a while, the paranormal has always been something that I've enjoyed. I've always found it interesting, and it's always one of those things like if you go into it with like a skeptical excuse me. If you go into it with a skeptical mind, not to like turn around and be like, oh, this is fake, it's so phony, like if you go into it more of just trying to maybe like answer questions that you might have, as well as kind of just like explore like that world, you know what I mean? Instead of just like hearing like a floor creak and right away you're like, it's a ghost, you know what I mean? Like you kind of break down logical things, and then when you realize there is no logical explanation, that causes that excitement and everything. I don't know, I love it. I've always loved the paranormal. I always like bounce in between whether I'm like, yes, like ghosts are 100% real, and then like kind of like also going with, well, who knows, you know what I mean? But I think that's healthy. I think that's the way we should approach a lot of certain things. Have a little bit of like both sides, you know what I mean? It kind of keeps us from reacting more on like an emotional reflex, you could say. Alright folks, I'm going to get on up out of here. I know this was kind of just some rambling, explaining like books and whatever, but hey, Saturday short shorts. Needed to get a video done, and I wanted to test out the camera, so I needed an excuse, right? Either way, appreciate everyone for sitting through it. Appreciate everyone for checking out the vlog. And, yeah. Roll outro.
Everything is beautiful.